Hey, everybody. Good evening. It's Life and Vibe, otherwise known as Ray. And my goodness, we've got a show tonight. So I just hope you guys can take the time to hit the likes and subscribe. I know I just came out live. Oh, my goodness. So I have so many updates this evening. I'll make sure I show everybody here. Hi, Alexis. Hi, come on in. I know. I wanted to make sure that I came. I was allowed to see the kids. Oh my gosh. Well, I do have some screenshots of mics that I have been sharing on my channel. And I forgot to make sure to give me a like, guys, because I've been so busy editing some things that I forgot to even announce this live on my community post. So I usually try to let everybody know ahead of time, but it has been a really exciting day at the Life and Vibe channel. So a couple of things, because we're expanding obviously the creatorverse. I'm trying to find out, I need to get Benjamin Robinson's otherwise known as Jeb, his actual date of birth. So I need to kind of go back. I know it's 1994. So I'm going to try to go back and actually find his date of birth, because of course they couldn't find any records with the date of birth I gave, because I had no idea. And I was just trying to make a, hold on, let me plug my computer back in. My goodness. Sorry about that. I do not want to lose power tonight on the computer. Okay, so a couple of things that have been happening. If you do not know, I am 16 days away from court with Sarasota Tim. And let me get rid of this cheesy media asset. Oh, you know what? That was just one of these. This is a good one of these. Oh, hold on. No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have this dry bacon. Well, I mean, how do you know what that is? And I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that everything I show on this channel is under fair use, and everything is information and educational purposes only. And even though I am a licensed and credentialed registered nurse from the Commonwealth of Virginia, I do not treat or diagnose anybody on this channel, though I am somebody who is educated to a standard that I can educate the public. There you go. So everything I show, just show what I need under fair use. And I promise you, the community is wild. So we're going to be expanding. And I was trying to get everything set up. Yeah, because I suddenly been busy meeting with people who can help me learn how to do things. And I got suddenly home and I was starting to walk the dogs. I was just going to do a Sarasota Tim react, and obviously just react to this section here of this gentleman. And lo and behold, I checked my mailbox. And if anybody does not know, this week is actually the week of my birthday. So I am going to have my birthday this Saturday. I don't care if people want to find out. I'm sure people are hunting for me all the time. And I think Sarasota Tim wanted to send me a birthday gift. So we have a third attempt, or fourth attempt, or fifth attempt. I don't even know how many attempts now that Sarasota Tim has made to try to wiggle his way out of his court case on August the 13th. And I have an opportunity to explain, because of how he has written this particular letter. Yeah, thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. Thank you. That he is going to be, I can address how he is in trouble with me, because people really want to silence the voice of commentators. They enjoy doing it. They don't understand fair use. They don't understand they are posting their content on a public platform, and often their content has more medical misinformation, more dangerous health information. And I actually have the professional licensure to look at it and address where their misinformation is. It doesn't take a doctor. Not treating or diagnosing any of these two people. Mike here, though, thinks he can treat people. And that is problematic because he is unlicensed. So this guy is really problematic. And he's made all sorts of threats. And he's made money off of threatening me in this video. Now, we're going to ignore the first part of his video because we'll address all of that on another time about all his, dubious history that just makes him so qualified to give health and wellness and diet advice. I think people don't understand that their diet and lifestyle advice actually may be incredibly harmful to people. And you cannot go around saying that you're curing obesity. That is a problem. You cannot monetize a channel with 14 layers of tiered membership, the highest being $29.99 a month on this channel. Can you imagine? He has a $29.99 a month membership tier and says that he doesn't take money from his audience because he doesn't have a Patreon or a buy me a coffee, when he has 3 tiers of membership on one channel, has a second channel with 4 tiers of membership, and then has a third channel. Yeah, it's definitely my 40th. He is very familiar with the justice system. He's been, he made a mistake when he was young, and I have all the evidence, and he knows it. That he had a DUI at 43. We can look at my community posts because I have been sharing his history that makes him have all the credentialing needed to give health and wellness advice on the internet. And then they want to come after me for having my voice in this conversation because I don't make vlog videos from a farm that's been paid for by your YouTube AdSense for shilling out dangerous health information about diets and saying you can cure obesity. Do you understand how much strain you put? I just cannot with these folks anymore. I'm done. This is where I say 2026. I understand that people love the anti-vax and all this, anti-medicine rhetoric. But personally, I'm going to stay on the side of medicine and stay healthy. That's just me. I just know the minute this guy starts to feel some angina or has anything going on, he's going to be hightailing it over to a hospital center. And people who go around telling people that medicine's a scam and medical professionals are scammers, you don't think that a medical professional has the opportunity to come and address this? You must be living in cloud cuckoo land at this point. It makes, I promise you, most of my friends in medicine work in corporate jobs. I had talked about this guy. She heard just anecdotal, but she is a nurse practitioner. She works in cardiology. She's been doing it for, oh my God, a long time. She won't want me to say. But she and I met at the Heart Hospital in 2014, just to let you know how far we go back. And we've been firm friends ever since. And so I was letting her know about this guy making threats to do all sorts of things to my home and calling me all sorts of names and stuff. And just the type of diet that he obviously shills to his audience of, carnivore clowns and cult members. All of them go on this keto, carnivore, just apps. I'm sorry, it's garbage. None of them actually put their labs. Notice every one of them has the best lab results in the world. Doctors are floored at the results of the weight loss. None of them post their actual lab results. I dare him to let me take a look at his cholesterol numbers. Tired of it. Presentation. Where do you find these scoundrels? Oh, I have a better one, guys. There is a guy who's so unhappy because YouTube is threatening his monetization because he's literally taking ivermectin on camera to cure cancer. And they all have these channels on YouTube. This is like this homestead off. It's wildness. This guy's been threatening to do all sorts of crazy to me. So let's listen to his crazy stuff, okay? Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so nice to see new people. And for anybody who's my Sarasota Tim folks, I have a wicked letter that he sent me, okay? So we're going to be checking out Sarasota Tim's. I'm going to try to hide some of this. Hold on. Billable hours. Oh, that's, what was I talking about? Oh, anyway, just so nobody can see. But I just want to show, okay, there's my part of my name. There's Mr. Baker, okay. There's the date in the envelope, okay. He's coming out of Florida. I'm trying to hide. I'm not doxing him. And I got a letter, so we're going to be looking at it. I came home and cleaned it up to make sure it's not doxed. But Sarasota Tim is desperately trying to get out of court. So you started a keto diet after you had a stroke 7 years ago, lost 100% my diabetes, but sure is normal. Okay, well, no, well, just saying your labs are normal is not telling me what your actual cholesterol is. So tell me what your LDL is and your triglycerides and your HDL and your total cholesterol, truthfully. Because that anecdotal stuff is this is just anecdotal. And I certainly wouldn't recommend it because you're going to take your kidneys out. Okay. Do you understand how hard that is on the kidneys? So that's, just another anecdotal story. I'm so sorry, Wells Bells, but I'm going to disagree. It's a very dangerous diet. And I just read a 2026 study as to how dangerous it is. Do you know how dangerous it is? There is never going to be a study about the effects of a carnivore diet. You know why? Because it would be unethical to conduct that study. What we do know is that red meat and high consumptions of it lead to atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, because there are studies that do show people that have a high propensity to that diet have a higher propensity to cardiac disease. Parts of that also is kidney disease. If you start eating all that red meat and protein, not only are you decreasing the thiamine in your diet, you're increasing the work on your kidneys. So I would never recommend it. I find these stories always very, very anecdotal, but thanks for sharing. Party hat! Yay! Thank you, Thomas. Yes. Nice birthday yesterday, Leo's. Yeah, it's all fun and games until you get colon cancer. Yep, doc just told me younger people are coming down with colorectal cancer nowadays. Who knows? I don't think having a meat-heavy diet is going to help. Not only is it a higher risk for colon cancer, it's a higher risk for taxing your kidneys to death, and muscle wasting, lower brain functioning through thiamine decreases. It's the least recommended diet in the whole of the diets. I just have a 2026 study that I'm reading, talking, because like I said, you cannot ethically host a trial of this diet because it's unethical. Giving a diet to somebody that on the whole is known to lead to heart disease is not going to be trialed out. And all of these people say the same thing. Oh, I've just did all this great stuff, but they never have actual numbers or hard facts. Wells Bell disappeared when I asked her to give me her cholesterol numbers. So they always say about their diabetes and this, that, and the other. And they just don't think about taking out their heart or taking out their kidneys or whatever other disease, inflammatory diseases they're going to cause. It's very naive, extremely naive. And there's a ton of people making money off of it. It just doesn't make a sense. Of course, you always have health professionals doing the nearest most trending thing for dollar. Well, sometimes these people are not necessarily the most ethical health professionals. Sometimes they're part of these other more alternative types of functional medicine, longevity doctors, people like this guy who dropped out of high school, most chiropractors. You're never going to find. So I always some of these people have really bad histories. I did one on Dr. Ken Berry because his history, his practice, and the warnings that he's received from the Tennessee Board of Medicine are really bad. So I did a whole episode about that. So 13, now 5.1. I asked you for your cholesterol, not about your AC. 1. I asked the cholesterol specifically. Yeah, well, that's very short term, actually. So that's just anecdotal. You don't seem to understand. You can't ethically have that study, sweetheart. So you can keep going at it, but what still here? Let me double check what I got here. Uh-oh. Oh no. Darn it. I'm gonna have to do something with my microphone, guys. It went to the default one. Hold on. Oh no. No. Why does it do this? I guess I knocked it. Oh no. I'm gonna have the bad microphone, guys. I'm gonna have to unplug plug. Well, unfortunately, it seems like it's gonna be really tinny unless I can get this thing fixed. Hold on. I had this problem the other day. Yeah, it's going to be very tinny though. So let me double check what's going on. All right. I need to show this guy. So while I fix this, let me make myself small and just start playing Mike's threats. Everything under fair use.
Said it is not true. And I have read some comments that were made that are putting me in the same class as this child molester guy. Trust me. That is no, not this guy. You are not going to find any kind of thing like that on me. That is no, I'm not that kind of person. That nothing like I haven't even seen my own kid ever. Okay. So,
yeah, Mike. Okay. I wasn't putting you in the same category. Okay. I'm going to address this. I don't usually address the drama, but this guy put out 5 videos calling me a blue-haired liberal. I'm a Democrat, socialist, progressive. Okay. Just so I'm even a worse fever dream for this guy. And he called me what? A militant vegan? No, I eat a pescatarian diet. I'm all about eating a very balanced Mediterranean diet. I do not eat like chicken or beef or any of that, but I do eat seafood and like shrimp and oysters and some fish and stuff. So I am not a vegan. At one point, I had been a vegan under the advice of my physician for certain medical thing. And helps along with menopause often, and it did. And when that sort of came to an end, I introduced my fish back into my diet. So I think it's just not thing. And then you say about the fact that you haven't seen your kid. I don't think that's a good. Oh no! Oh no! This guy's very mad at me. He's threatening me with defamation cases, and I guess he really wants to come to the Commonwealth of Virginia and start a defamation case. He doesn't understand that. We'll get through what Tim's going through because Mike could find himself in the same position very soon because I'm just not going to play with this guy and his dangerous advice. I'm sorry. I'm going to read the studies on the carnivore diet, and I'm just going to always tell you it upsets all of us in the world of cardiology. You're going to have issues with your organs, your diabetes. It doesn't matter. The weight loss, yeah, it lowers the blood pressure. But what does that matter when you're filling your arteries with atherosclerotic plaque? Because you're going to.
Yeah.
The studies show that.
I got kids. I don't know that I could never see. So there you have that. So I just ain't never been around many. I would hope allegations like that would never be brought out because they would definitely not be true. And I will be filing a lawsuit faster than you could spit on a hog, man. I'm going to tell you. Which all I'm saying is better tread lightly. And that's just my offer.
Oh, are you talking about another person? Because I'm always looking for a Appalachian homestead. Oh, well, I promise you. Oh, he's so upset. Fathers don't ask for custody. Well, yeah. It's always the woman's fault, though. This guy has a video where he burns pictures of his ex-girlfriends on camera. I mean, if you want to do that therapeutically in the privacy of your home, that's fine. That can be a therapeutic technique. But like showing it on YouTube and talking about being one shot Mike is kind of just scary, but it's not scary in a way that I'm scared. This guy seems to be somebody who's extremely mentally fragile. I made one reaction with this gentleman, if you so may want to use that, word. I decided to go sleeveless like Mike tonight. It's just he went really, because he had such a terrible reaction. He said he didn't want to monetize and he didn't want to say the guy's name. And I just found that really just kind of underhanded for a YouTube creator to still have it monetized, but say you don't want to drive traffic to the person's channel. It's like he's the god of YouTube or something. Just too much. All right, keep going, because everyone wants to see the Tim letter.
Guys, I mean, there's nothing I'm real worried about. You guys, yeah, DUIs, yes, they were bad. Everybody has some things in their past they're not proud of. Those were bad things I was not proud of. But I'll tell you this, the ones I got, except for the one in Oklahoma, it was a half a mile from my house, which doesn't make it any better, but it was a half a mile from my house. And the guy he was waiting. I was at a bar meeting a friend. I only had about 6 beers, I think, 5 or 6 beers, but I had a high tolerance for alcohol. When I drank, I had a high tolerance. And as soon as I pulled out of that parking lot, he was after me. I didn't argue with him. I said, "Yeah, man, I come out of the bar," and that's that. The other one, I was sleeping in my car. I would go to these nightclubs and these bars. And when I came out, however long I stayed, I would sleep in my car.
Mike, I guess, was not happy that I posted on the community tab. And we'll take a look at my community tabs because I can't access all the pictures all the time. Take me a lot longer to get set up, guys. I got to work tomorrow. I got a busy day. I got to get to my IRL job. So I posted his Oklahoma case for his DUI when he was 43. So that was 17 years ago. But it's a childish mistake. Hey, Sammy. I know you guys are here. Hey, Catherine. I know you're here. Well, the start of the video, I'm going to take part of this video because I'm just doing the fair use when he really starts to try to threaten me. Just gets great, guys. All right. So this guy's so mad at me. I'll tell you, after this, he's gonna go off the deep end. He doesn't understand. And then the Tim letter, guys, is just classic. We're gonna have a classic night tonight. I promise you, it's more than we can handle in one live. I didn't know when I set the live that I had the letter from Tim. So I'm going to have to announce it because people don't know.
Because they want to drink and drive. And they would arrest you if you were in your car. And so that happened. And you got to throw the keys. Even if you I've heard you got to throw the keys out or hide the keys. That doesn't work. I even got in the back seat. That doesn't work. If you're in that vehicle and that vehicle's in your name, they're going to give you a DUI because they can be pricks. That's just the way it is.
Oh, so okay. Cops are pricks for giving people DUIs. Did you know that? Cops are pricks for giving people DUIs, because Mike, who has a very supposedly, very proud veteran history, for the one DUI that he had to have driven up to 80 times, is what the statistics say, to have gotten the one DUI. Do you know how devastating it is for a family who has a loved one killed from a drunk driver? He's lucky he didn't kill somebody. But he just passes it off like it's a mistake. It's just, and these are the people that are getting rewarded with massive channels and platforms on YouTube, making a lot of money. This guy stopped working really young because he was disabled and he was a big guy. And so it's all of our problems why this 60-year-old man is getting, dropped out of high school, went to the military from his, and I'm sure I know he went to the military. He has his military records. I don't doubt he was not in the military. He said he had to leave because he was flat-footed and hammer-toed. So I'm just, and I'm not to laugh about it because I'm somebody who's a nurse, but I've been working my whole life and I'm about to be 57 years old this week. So it just seems odd that all of these individuals don't have real jobs, have been out of work for an extended period of time, and then want to criticize a professional with actual licensure and college degrees. I'm just so tired of women, educated women's voices being silenced by this somebody like this, someone who didn't want to pay his child support and his kids weren't speaking to him, per his words. 43-year-old DUI. His collections that he had was for an unpaid vehicle that he finally paid off in 2020. So the only reason why this gentleman's life is correct is because he's shilling one of the most god-awful garbage diets that the American Heart Association, the American College of Cardiology, and about every other health organization is warning people, please do not follow. And he wants to come after me for it when I'm doing literally my work as a public health educator. I am like 2 classes away from graduating with my graduate degree with a master's of science in nursing, and people as a nurse educator, and people don't think I have a place on this platform educating people about health, which is just the most asinine stuff. And I can only assume because these people are simple. That's why they follow a simple diet with 3 ingredients like meat, butter, eggs, that's their diet because they're simple in the brain. They can't understand the larger complexities of the human body. That's the only thing I can assume is happening. All right, keep going, Mike.
Make me innocent of anything. But I've led a pretty honest life. I've always worked. That's it, man. That's it. Whatever this video is, we'll deal with it. Hey, she's not going to destroy my channel because I know there's nothing I've ever done that's bad. Other than
see, he thinks I'm out to destroy his channel. Well, you must think I'm extremely powerful, Mike. No, the only thing that I do is I, as a medical professional, try to advise the public because YouTube is becoming bigger than legacy media. More people are starting to watch YouTube than any other source of entertainment. They get it for the streaming like this to interact with people and have the enjoyment of a live stream interaction and learn and be able, because a lot of people give me tips and get in touch with me. I mean, it's a way to build community, just as you've built community. But this dumbing down and this anti-science and the anti-medicine rhetoric that you have, I'm gonna sit and make reactions. If you don't know what a reaction is, you don't know what YouTube is. I'm just seriously, I don't know what's up with these people. All right, keep going, Mike. Keep threatening me.
Eyes, okay? Everybody's sped. Everybody's got seatbelt tickets. Everybody's got speeding tickets. I did get a seatbelt ticket. That was 10 years ago. And I had it on. I pulled out of a gas station. This woman highway patrol says I didn't have it.
Well, I'm sorry. Anybody who's on the carnivore diet is not somebody who's healthy. I'm just going to let you know. I know some of you have been long watchers of me, but I'm always going to emphasize that is not a diet I would ever recommend. You can talk about it in my chat. I'm going to call you out. That is a very unhealthy diet. This guy, unhealthy as anything. Looks like garbage.
The red truck, the one I sold, and I had it on, but I had the same color shirt as the seatbelt, a gray shirt. The seatbelt was gray, and I'm not going to sit there and argue with her because I had a broken mirror and a few other things that she didn't get me on. I just paid it. And
it's literally like a red pill pipeline. You tell me you're on a keto diet, I will tell you probably the pipeline you're down. Probably anti-vax and a bunch of other garbage. Can't take it.
That's not even there. I can't even find that anymore. But things people get. There are people that are, in all the years I've been driving, I've hardly ever been pulled over. I just follow the law.
Hardly ever been pulled over? No, you've had a DUI at 43. 80 times you put other people's lives at risk. That makes you garbage, in my opinion.
If you don't want to get pulled over, don't break the law. That's the way I see it. I don't want this drama. I don't want it. But hopefully she's smart. That's my message to her, that she's smart. Vegan. And if her only beef with me.
Well, I don't know what you're referring to. Keep coming in my chat because I love the engagement and I'm going to ignore you.
That's kind of funny. Her only beef with me is that I'm carnivore. Get over it, man. We, as American, I don't even think she's American. She sounds like she's English. Not that that has anything to do with anything, but she's not American.
Oh, really? Well, you better talk to my passport and my birth certificate, you ignorant soul. God, he is so ignorant. Does he not understand that people can be born in the United States and then live in other countries when they are children and be educated in another country and travel the world and speak more than one language? Sí, como no te entiendes eso, señor pendejo. Qué estúpido que eres. This guy has no idea. Really? Well, that's already defamation, sir. How many times are you going to defame yourself? You've called me a so-called nurse. I'm not going to sit here and show my passport nor my nursing license, any of it, because I don't have to be as juvenile as you are waving your military records. Keep going, mate. Love it for me.
Everybody in this country has the right to eat whatever they want. If they want to eat the bad foods, that's fine. She's upset because she claims to be a nurse and that I'm giving bad medical advice.
I don't claim to be a nurse. I am a nurse, and you are giving bad medical advice. Listen to this part here. I'm going to slow him to his normal speed because this is where Mike here is basically passing into a Arkansas felony because he's in Arkansas now.
Well, how do we know that the medical profession is not giving bad medical advice? Because they're certainly not curing people of obesity, but I am. Okay? People I talk to about carnivore don't have to do carnivore. I'm simply telling people what.
Right. You can't cure anything, Mike. You're unlicensed. Do you understand? That's actually something that the DA in Arkansas, the district attorney in Arkansas, would be very interested to hear. I've heard that these types of cases can be felonies if you are practicing unlicensed medicine. Obesity is a classified disease. And you're in felony territory. Just letting you know. So keep saying on your channel that you're curing a disease that you are not licensed to cure. I don't need to. Those cases aren't fun. I like to take people into civil court here in Virginia and just get them for business tort and trying to ruin my professional reputation about calling me a so-called RN, because the Commonwealth of Virginia, who issued my unencumbered RN license that I've held since 2014, is going to disagree with you. Yeah, he is dumb. He pretty much is. Yeah, if before an accident you get free. Oh yeah, he's taking the place of Tim. Yeah, he's got Tim's plaque. Oh yeah, all the dumb ad hominem attacks. Oh yeah. It's you know, it's because I'm a woke liberal. He's called me a blue-haired liberal, militant vegan, man transitioned to a woman. I'm like, oh, it must suck to be a man if I have to transition to be a woman. Oh, for God's sake, the two of you are just going to be arguing with yourselves because you could keep talking about ancestral diets out to your wazoo. You're going to sound like fools.
Worked for me.
I'm so tired. And my friend is so angry when she heard this guy about the carnivore diet and hearing him, because she works with patients who have heart attacks all the time, obviously. And just hearing him say that he can cure obesity. She actually is a licensed practitioner who can write medicine, and she's a hospital level nurse practitioner, been working in a hospital. So she probably outstrips even some primary care doctors in her practice. And she was so mad about this guy, just so mad. And she gets so upset because she herself realizes her hands are tied. She can't get out and talk about the harm and damage. And so I do actually have licensure within becoming a nurse educator, that I can come out onto public platforms and educate the public about the harm that these fad diets and these individuals with no education. She said, well, what's his licensure? I said, he dropped out of high school. She almost had, I think she almost like took herself out at that point. So it's just interesting. And I hope I cause a hornet's nest, because this is just can't keep continuing. And you can keep coming in and talking about your anecdotal, but still nobody's popped their cholesterol numbers for me to see. So keep going.
And many times in my videos, I said there are certain cases you would probably check with your doctor, even though. But to hate somebody that much because of the way they eat, gotta be a militant vegan. Got to be. I warned you about them people.
A militant vegan. All right. Just because somebody actually cares enough to give good information about health, and you are an unlicensed individual claiming that you can cure obesity. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm going to have a blast with you.
They are the most militant people on the planet. I don't know that she's vegan.
Yes.
Doesn't look like it because she doesn't look very skinny. So yeah, she's a bit porky. But anyway.
Oh, I'm a bit porky.
There you have it, folks.
Oh, now another ad hominem attack. He's decided I'm a bit porky. It's porky to Mike. My friend, when she heard that, she was like, is that the first time anybody's ever called you that in your whole entire life? It's like, yeah. I know I'm tiny. I have a 20.7 BMI. My BMI is 20.7. I actually had something from my vascular doctor that told me my BMI was too low. I had to put weight on. So it's interesting to have this guy. Yes, I was underweight for a while. I went down to like 126, and I'm not a brag. And, but I'm just saying I did. I went too low to my weight, to my height. I'm almost 5'9". I'm like 5'9". So 126 pounds. I was seriously underweight, because now I'm 140 pounds. I'm not trying to say anything, but my BMI is like 20 point something. So I'm really not, and it's not because I starve myself with protein. No, my weight's fine, Catherine. I mean, my vascular doctor might think differently. But it's just so funny. Yes, I'm a transvestite too. Because obviously I transitioned from a man to a woman because being a man sucks. I guess. I don't know.
I don't ever want to make again, okay? Because this drama crap is it's for the birds. I don't want to do it. But
oh, BS. You got like 15,000 views. This has been one of your most viewed videos recently. Shut up.
I'm the kind of guy, hey, you're going to try to expose me for something I said in a bunch of videos. You're going to expose me for something I just told my subscribers about?
Well, because I don't think people should be listening to somebody who has no licensure, thinks they're curing obesity, and has a really, shouldn't be doing it. Just shouldn't. Doesn't give you authority because 100,000 idiots followed you.
And that's what she has. I don't know what else she's going to find, but I can't wait. Hopefully she's smart and doesn't make the video. That's her.
Oh, well, see, I'm much smarter than you realize, Mike, and I am making the video, and your idle threats, and you're trying to be a strong man, tough guy. Fine. This is enough for me to haul you into a court at this point. And you're calling out defamation and stuff before you've actually spoken to anybody legally. Whereas I'm a pro in this legal stuff. This is not legal advice, anybody. Anything I talk about on my channel is not legal advice. But I have very good laws in Virginia because my YouTube channel, thanks to my audience being amazing, and we're growing, and I really appreciate it. So thank you, guys. I am so appreciative. We are growing. And so we are going to have a chance to hopefully, and I have one tier of membership, and I have buy me a coffee if people want to send treats to my dogs, because it cuts YouTube's middleman out. That's very common for creators. I don't have 3 tiers of membership, with one being $30 that doesn't even do like a members only stream or an ad-free experience. It's just you responding to people. Oh God, keep going, mate.
Oh, option right now. to not make it. But if you want to make it, hey, I'm going to be watching. If I wasn't carnivore, I'd make me some popcorn, and I'm kind of excited. I really am.
Good, because I am too. Because I have the medical industry and legal things on my side, and you trying to destroy my professional reputation, which already brings you into Virginia Statute 18.2-499. And then because you get your audience to come and troll me, and you've come to my comment section and called me a moron, I have 18.2-500, which is treble damages. And because of your malicious intent to try to harm my business on YouTube, Mr. Dunn, I get to use a long arm statute in Virginia and bring you from Arkansas right into the Virginia courtroom. That's how it's done. You don't just scream about defamation.
But you best be telling the truth of the things you find. If you try to pin some other Michael Dunn's crimes on me,
I don't need to, because I have enough details to know who you are, and I'm smart enough to cross-reference.
I will spare no expense, trust me, at righting the wrong. That's not a threat, that's a promise.
Oh, good.
That is a threat that...
I love a promise, because the attorneys like those too. And I'm sure that my copyright and my legal attorneys for all my fair use cases at one of the most prestigious firms in the country, Williams Mullen, would like to explain that to you. But have fun, Mike. We're on.
I will use the legal system that is in front of me. I'll use it. I'll use it. And I'll irritate the hell out of you too. That's right.
Oh, okay. All right. Irritate the hell out of me too. Hold on. Let me take the autoplay off for a second, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, hopefully this is the last of this drama, man. I didn't want to make this, but...
Yeah, you did, because you've made about 5 videos trying to say BS-ery about me. And I've just taken my time responding to you, because I've had a lot more important things going on with Ray Krebs, who, who privated his channel and who we found out served 2 years in the military. And we're finding some interesting things about that. And about his being with this guy called Michael Carmichael, who is this veteran suicide person. So we're going to follow up a little bit more. I need to hang a flag behind me. Well, I want to make a studio. I'm telling you. I want to make a studio, but I have to fight these guys who want to tell me I don't have any medical credentialing. I would suggest that before he just states things randomly, that he probably does some research like I did when I posted his DUI and when I posted his collection for his unpaid vehicle that he took 26 years to pay. So I do my research. And now he's sitting in Arkansas. So he doesn't even have the base that he had. America's worships. No, I'm reading this one. Hey, Dennis. America worships ignorance. A vast portion of our nation does not believe in science, and along with their ridiculous religious views, would rather believe the uneducated, semi-literates like this guy. Thank you, Dennis. I love that comment. Thank you. It is. And I'm one of the few people who is happy to stand up to the clown fest that's going on. And they have really tried to capture and take over every part of YouTube and literally dictate what is happening. And it's making us stupid. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm better because I'm smart and I've been educated. And I just do not want a high school dropout taking out the kidneys of however many people are listening to him. And I'm tired of antidotal little carnivore people dropping stuff into my chat, trying to let me know about numbers, but never tell me their cholesterol numbers. Never. They will never let me know what their cholesterol numbers are because they're garbage. It's just being a child and jealous. Well, I'm sure he's going to have a meltdown. So he responded. I'm not a coward, Mike. I'm sorry. You challenged the RN over here who spent years in cardiac and who lost a cousin at 34 years old to colon cancer. These are things I'm passionate about. These are the messages that I want to get out. And if it means that you're going to be an arse to me, that's fine, mate. Bring it on. I don't usually go for drama either, but you started this one. I'm just a reaction commentary channel who tries to advise the public, older people especially, about charlatans who shill shite diets on the internet. And you just happen to be one of the, somebody that is fitting into that profile very well, because you very much don't have the background to be giving anybody any type of advice, especially lifestyle. Good Lord. Science is how our overlords control us. Yes, it is. How dare me think science? Science is for stupid people, Oh, yeah, he is scared and unsure of himself. That's why you're offended as an American that these guys use the flag. Well, it's the flag and their veteran status. And I had a father who was 28 years in the Royal Navy. So, as an officer. So I'm very aware of how people should comport themselves in the military. And I don't think getting DUIs and hanging out after nightclubs. I mean, just, not that I didn't party in my 20s, because I did. But I've never had a DUI. I could not carry a nursing license and have that. I mean, where is it that this comes in? Anyway, all right, let's get over to Sarasota Tim. And if the support gets great, then we'll share the Sarasota Tim letter. Oh no, Tim wants a woman. Because, all right, let me see. Yeah. All right. Because the letter's good. Hi, Angel. But, I'm not just going to give the letter away for free. Otherwise, I'm going to pop it at members only paywall. And that's it. So we're just going to check Tim over here now, because it's too good for me just to share this letter for nothing. Okay. All right. Okay. Because Tim sent me a big old letter, but my audience is so used to just getting the goodies for free. And, we have to get some great support tonight. All right, let's go, Tim.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Out taking a walk and going to have a little conversation.
Hey, DJ.
And I have prepared a video.
Oh, Tim is at the regular speed. Hold on, guys. Tim just released this video. It's called The Truth About Intimacy After 60, What Women Want Versus What Men Need. And I did have a letter that he sent me to try to get out of his court case again, but it's so good that I'm not just giving it away for free, guys. I'm so sorry. Maybe we'll wait for my birthday to share it.
Doesn't get wet on us out here. I'm over here in the University Town Center shopping area in Sarasota, Florida. That's the University Town Center Mall. Here's the big eatery and all the shopping district right behind me. A very exclusive, very nice.
Well, if you ask most people, it'd probably be Virginia Beach, because they probably put me as the middle-aged weirdo. Tim is another one who's been on the carnivore diet. Tim tried to shut me down with lots of illegal copyright strikes. And in 16 days, Tim and I are going to court. And Tim is still trying to get out of court. But it's too late. Doesn't understand how the court works in Virginia. He should really read statutes, guys. I can't help these people out. They're not bright. Keep going, Tim.
Nice place. One of the best places you could ever see Christmas decorations during the holidays. It's right here. Anything you want to do to eat. Moats Aquarium is right there behind me. Loud music going around too.
Very exclusive.
So
well, it is.
What we'll do, I was going to sit down.
It is exclusive because only I and the courts in Virginia have this letter. So it is exclusive. It isn't exclusive because nobody's seen the latest letter that Tim wrote to the courts trying to get out of his copyright. It's not even a copyright case. His business tort case. His malicious intent case. So it isn't exclusive.
On one of these mini benches here, because I want to try to stay focused. But I'll walk a little bit over towards Moats Aquarium here, and we'll attempt to get into it.
Sorry, Duggan. You were talking about Tim. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the letter. I think you're talking about where he's pointing to. I misinterpreted you. I am so sorry. Now I read your post. I'm like, oh, he's talking about where he's at. Not my letter. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you're so kind, Thomas. For Thomas, we're going to show the letter because he's so kind. Let me see who got the memberships. Let me look at Nightbot. I had Night. Oh, here we go. Let me go to the giveaways. Who got the memberships? Let me tell you. Okay, so Angel got one. Yay! Philadelphia. Kiss my horse. Oh, I like that. Glasgow gangster. Oh, thank you, Thomas. That was very kind of you. Your cholesterol is 96. Well, that's awesome, Angel of Glass. Yours is awesome. Well, I didn't see it, Wells Bell. Keep fighting, girl. I'm never going to accept you. You keep talking about your diet. I'm always going to say it's bad. You're never going to convince me. I've read too many studies. I've seen too many people and had to be in too many active heart attack situations. It's just, you could be putting anything up. Okay. So I don't trust any of you carnivore folk. That's just part of what happens. I'm sorry. You're untrustworthies. I'm sorry. You just don't.
So this video is, first of all, this is strictly for adults. If you've got grandchildren or young people in the room, you definitely want to make sure that they're out of the room. All right.
Why?
I want to talk.
Tim's getting dirty. Tim, this is a long video. We're not going to listen to all this. Okay, guys? It's 40 minutes. I'm going to take it to 9:15, and then we'll potentially look at the letter. We'll see how it goes.
About relationships between men and women. So why I have a lot in my head about it, let me just take my glasses off. It's not sunny out here. Look at you right in the camera there. Look right at you when I talk about this. I use AI quite a bit for asking questions, and I have a very curious mind at 67 years old about lots of topics.
Oh, Thomas, you're too generous. You're always too generous, and we do appreciate it. Thomas wants to see the letter. We're going to show the letter soon, Thomas. Don't worry. 9:15. Just for Thomas. Everybody else has to go.
And I got on to a conversation with Google Gemini today about, what do women want and in relationships, like in our 60s, 50s and 60s. And then I talked about.
I promise you, most women are probably not looking, especially not for you, Tim.
Younger women and men in relationships. And all you have to do is ask a couple of simple questions, and AI will just go on and giving you all kinds of things that you never thought about. And then that will spark your curiosity to ask deeper questions. And so if I can try to surmise, this could be a long video, but I'll try to keep it short. Maybe I'll make a series of these videos. You let me know in the comments if you like this particular topic. So the story goes, years ago, 70s or whatever it was, 6% of women wanted to be married and, raise children. Men wanted the same, buy a house, and, the big wedding and the photo album, the whole thing. And that's changed. I'm not talking about women in their 50s and 60s. I'm talking about women in their 30s and 40s or even younger are no longer wanting children. They're more interested in their careers.
Yes, we are. DJ Shelly Shell, thank you for being a member for 6 months. And we'll definitely get the letter out. And I appreciate the support. It's my birthday week, too. I'm going to do all the things that are cheesy and tacky as a streamer tonight. Because it's not only that, it's my birthday week. And we're having the run-up. I am 16 days away from my trial, guy. We went to 4,120 subs. It kind of fluctuates, but around there, which is awesome growth for the channel. We're going to be introducing new and interesting creators on YouTube that are just, like I said, having to interact with the AI program for companionship. I mean, if you're using it to answer, you're a Leo too. If you're using it to answer, like, it's, but the thing is, it doesn't really give you good answers. Like, if you're going to do research, you really have to do research, because if you put it into an AI, it just takes what you said and regurgitates it back into your, it regurgitates literally your own words. So it's like, it's so, I just don't find it helpful. I really don't find it helpful. So I still prefer to talk to real people. And the one thing that's been really interesting with going into the thing with, the offended outcast, I know, and I appreciate all the support on that. We've really done some things to get him to private. I've reached out to people in my community. I've seen that I've had younger viewers, like, like young viewers. I'm not talking like 20, I'm talking younger than that. And so if they're finding out who these people are and getting awareness because of our community to what to look for with people, that's awesome. So we've done some really great things. So I just want to thank everybody. All right, keep going, Tim.
And their personal freedoms. Now, they haven't gone into menopause yet, and so they do have, still desires to be with a man, and that's just basically, a lot of them want to just, well, no, I'm in the wrong age group. Let me stay with the younger people. The younger people, they got married. They're still married, a lot of them. A lot of them got divorced, like myself. But a lot of them got married, stayed married.
Divorced? Tim, you got divorced 3 times.
And now they find themselves older, and the same situation for men about what I'm going to talk about are in that situation, and the women. It's the same. It's equal. He's like, what are you talking about? I'll tell you. If I can get to it. Because
thank you, Stacy. We have not done Moonwatch for a while. Oh my gosh. Well, that's probably why I got the manic letters sent, I'm guessing. Oh God, it's so long this time too. Tim's just rehashing the same stuff with the judge. Keep going, Tim. We got 15 more minutes, then we'll get to the letter.
They're stuck. They're married. All right. So what was a good idea and popular when we were younger, and maybe even did it a couple of times, maybe 3 times, like I did, and it's not successful.
Oh, I noticed last night actually when I came in with the dogs how pretty the moon was, and so I've noticed that. One of my dogs is acting very bizarrely next to me, so maybe she's getting the effects of a full moon. I don't know if she. Do you need more water, June? Hold on, let me get my dog some water.
Once somebody does it once, twice, certainly after 3 times, they don't want to do it anymore. They're done. They're done with this marriage business. So now they want to cohabitate or live apart, but be in a committed relationship. Have their own assets, finances, their own time to do what they want to do. And just have a sense of like, have your cake and eat it too, see him or her when you're ready and not when you don't want to, and go do what you want to do and do the things that are interesting to you. See if I can drop this tailgate down and sit on it. That might be a good idea. Put my glasses in my truck. So I'm already kind of messing the video up because I don't have my laptop here with me to go over some notes of the statistics that Gemini gave me that I found very interesting.
Oh my goodness. He's talking to Gemini. I guess he gave up on Grok since he's having to go to court. Tim, you cohabitated with Tammy for years. I don't understand what you're talking about. All right, keep going, Tim.
Regarding the percentage of people of what they're doing and not doing today regarding relationships. That's a big truck. All right. I'm single. And I've been single most of my life, but I was in a relationship within the last year for several years. Yeah, it was several years. You can say the word several because it wasn't 2. It was more than 3, so it wasn't a few. So anything more than 3 is several. So I was in one.
Yeah, Gemini will hallucinate things to fill in a blank. You literally have to tell it. Link with citation. Do not give me fluff conversation. If I ask something, you need to link it with an actual citation. I just go to Google, and you can go across the top and there's a more and it says web. I try to pick web, but of course it just usually floods you with a bunch of ad links first. But if it's something I'm looking scientifically or something, I'll literally put like NIH or, something behind it to get some type of study. Gemini worthless. It will just make shit up, make up cases, legal cases. Worthless.
Several years. And everything's going along fine. And then that ended. And then I went back to being single like I am. And I'm 67 years old now. And I am like a lot of men. Men have, this is the adult part. Men have strong desires of passion, physical relationships with women well into their 70s. They produce testosterone late in life. Women, on the other hand, go into what they call.
It's okay, June. We must be expecting a storm or something because June is barking. Roscoe's working on a treat. Thank you, guys. And it was perfect because he's talking about his needs. My dog, like, it goes off. Are you okay, June Bugs? What happened to your treat? I gave you a treat. So you
Menopause, and their estrogen, their libido, and all these other words that Jim and I was talking about go down. And another thing that I found very, very common today is how women that are my age or in their 50s actually, they have grandchildren.
Uncle Lurk.
And
thank you for the jewels. Yeah, it's a big Uncle Lurk. I hope everyone on the mobile is having fun seeing all the interaction from the jewels and gifts and everything. I love it. I feel like I'm a TikToker. I know. 10 more minutes of this, guys, and we're going to take a look at Tim's letter. Because it's 40 minutes of this. Tim's algorithm is dead. I mean,
they want to be a mother again. Their nurturing kicks in 100%, a second round of being a mother. And then the husband or men, if they don't have a man, if they're single, really become like second rate because a couple things happen. One, they've hit menopause possibly. They have less testosterone and estrogen. Now, I found out what estrogen is. And estrogen is a real problem. When they drop that, there's dryness, there's pain. And if you're going into something like that, a physical situation, and you're going to only associate pain and discomfort, it's not exciting for you. And I mean, hey.
Okay. We don't need to know that much about Miss Tammy. Ladies, in menopause, I'm sure you probably know, there are hormonal patches that replace progesterone and estrogen. And just estrogen if you have had your if you've had a hysterectomy. You're not supposed to do both. So I don't know if Tim is the medical person. I wrote a lot of papers on this when I was in my NP program. She probably did. Yeah. Don't take gynecological advice from a man on a tailgate in Florida who dropped out of high school. I can't. I can't put that one up, Popeye, but that's funny. Hysterectomy with an ovary removal? Are you confessing something, Kath? Well, yours would be progesterone. I believe it's just estrogen replacement, like Foodie's supposed to have. We're gonna get him up with. This cannot. Cannot. I know people are going to say I got unhinged tonight.
I understand that. I don't like it, but I understand it. It's unfortunate that happens to a lot of women. It doesn't happen to all of them.
It's to do with
percentage.
It's to do with whether or not you have your mate, if you've had your actual your cervix removed or not. Because if you've had a cervical, whether it's with an oophorectomy or not, it's really to do with the function of estrogen and progesterone, and not having a cervix and giving it progesterone is not a good plan in the human body. But if you do still have your full cervix into You can do you recommended an estrogen progesterone combination. So it's all dependent on whether a woman has had a hysterectomy or not. Not necessarily about the ovary removal.
Don't lie. This is the high percentage of women leaving the pool of relationships.
I would need to look further into just an oophorectomy, but I don't remember that being specifically, and this is not me treating, okay? This is just us having a discussion around progesterone, estrogen, and using estrogen only if you've had a hysterectomy. But it's not necessarily regarding an oophorectomy, or however it's pronounced. It's something of that nature. It's a longy word in medicine, oophorectomy or something.
With women, for men my age, that want to stay within their own age group, they're not going to get a 30 or 40-year-old. Besides that, those women don't want anything to do with you. Not because you're older, but because they're building a career. They're probably married. They're raising a family.
Well, of course not.
Motorcycles sound like a blower. Everything's noisy today.
And Tim with his coronary artery calcium score sitting at 1500, he definitely would probably be needing that blue pill because his blood flow probably terrible.
That's the problem with men. It's the problem with me. I get annoyed by sounds. Get a muffler.
But
So,
did they put you on a replacement hormone? You don't have to answer. But I believe it's just estrogen. My mother has a hysterectomy. I believe and from my research and my papers, it was just estrogen replacement. You can't have the progesterone like somebody who's not had a hysterectomy. But Tim is Dr. Tim.
He wants to drive around through the tunnel. Who buys a motorcycle, takes the muffler off, and puts one of those on? I think he took his muffler off and never put one on. Maybe you didn't hear it because of the mic.
So you don't have to take any therapies at all? Well, that's good. It's only if you want to do it, though. So I think, for example, if you were wanting to do anything around that, that's what it would be recommended for hormone replacement. Because I don't do hormone replacement either. I've never, but I do have friends who do hormone and testosterone replacement who are females. So I have all, so it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of people who are doing these functional medicine, longevity medicines. I have my friend does that. I haven't felt the need, but I'm not in a relationship. So I'm not testing the other and I don't care. But usually if you are in menopause, you may need to have something to help if you're having issues. But that's a conversation with the healthcare provider, not with Sarasota Tim.
Anyway, sorry for the distraction.
3 minutes, guys. Keep going.
So as a single guy,
he is an absolute hunk.
I started asking Gemini because now that I'm when you're young and you get married, it's all about, like I said earlier, buying a house, raising a family, having the kids and all, and that's your thing. People my age now don't want anything to do with any of that. They don't want marriage anymore. They don't want to, raise kids and have more kids. They don't.
Tim is so unhappy he can't be a hobosexual in some poor woman's house in Florida. Because the other day he really wanted to move into it. He just wants to move into some woman's home. He's desperate to be into somebody's property. He's been complaining about getting lightning struck in the RV. Tim, you're so bad.
They don't even want to be married. They just want a life partner to enjoy travel, meals, conversation, and for men, this man anyway, physical. Because I hate to be blunt, but without physical, I'm out. Okay, I'm not looking for a roommate or buy dinners, and that's all that's going to be offered. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of women my age
Zachary Michael is going to have a blast with this one.
Statistically show that they're only interested in. They're interested in companionship. They're not interested in babysitting, taking care of, living with them, or being physical. A lot of women.
Well, Tim, what we don't want to do is have to be a nurse with a purse or a hospice wife. You recently said you wanted a woman in her 40s. You want free labor. You were talking about how Raffaella just even let Fred have a sandwich at lunch. If you were my man, you'd be having to figure out what to get for lunch. unless we were going for lunch or taking turns doing lunch. You just want some woman to wait on you hand and foot. And I think that's just bad. You just want like a slave.
A high percentage of them that are 50s and 60s. They do like the companionship. They do like the conversation. They do like to travel, go into events together and meals. But, you know, there's one part missing there of the puzzle for a man. And because a man doesn't lose or go through menopause or lose his desire, I mean, some men may suffer with lack of testosterone, however you say it, but not this man. And so when I found out through Gemini that the statistics are that most women in my age group
keto diet
have gone through menopause and have dropped a lot of their
vegetables,
what is it called, estrogen, whatever it is.
Okay.
It gives them a lot of problems.
All right, well,
and they don't want that anymore. Well, then, damn, what a drag.
Glad you shared.
And don't get me wrong. I know there's women out there watching.
The keto diet is not something I would recommend.
You still got it. You still want it. You're still into it.
You're never going to
praise the Lord for you. And there's
you're never going to get full ketosis. That's not a keto diet. If you're eating, you're not going to get ketosis. So just, you know, be cautious when you use terminology, because you're not going to be reaching ketosis. You have to have a really strict diet. I've literally had people on G and J tubes and going through the J in order to give them enteral feeds, and to keep people in ketosis in order for them not to have seizures. It's very hard to get into ketosis. So all this keto diet and all this stuff, it's just nonsense fad terms. You're eating probably a low carb diet, which you need some carbohydrates. Just saying. So I'm sorry. Yeah, we've moved on from that. I just cannot recommend it. It's not recommended. Even the keto, you're not ever really in ketosis. Promise you, you got to have all the multi-chain triglycerides. I had to literally make a formula to put somebody into ketosis to stop them from having the neurological seizures as a seizure prevention. It's just wild fad term diets. Honestly, none of you are going into ketosis.
Men out there watching, they're like, hey, I don't know about you, but I'm 67. I'm all done with that. You know, I just need somebody to run me to the doctor's office, or, you know, to be in the house with because I'm lonely. There's all situations, folks. But the main thing is, if a man has testosterone, has a desire, long into his life.
The word was testosterone, Tim. And we know about your desires, but you got upset when people started emailing you. Is this just because you hope to get a viral hit? Oh, Tim. Okay. Keep going for like one more minute, and then I'm going to switch over to the letter.
And women all of a sudden start losing it early in their life, midway. And that presents a problem. And so the alternative is, and here's the problem. Here's another thing I was talking to Gemini about. There's a lot of men, you know, unlike me, that's single, that can just say, well, I'll pass. You know, I'll just do my own thing. You know, we can still do our.
Because Tim has no idea about human health and aging or anything about hormone health. Nothing. I would have to go back and read some of my papers. Like, I'm like remembering what I remember about, you know, people and wanting to do hormone replacement and people wanting to, that's if you want to address specifically for women, you don't have to do it. But sometimes when people are having like pre-menopause and really bad side effects of menopause, they may choose to take hormone replacement. And it used to be and they also use some other types of medications as well. Effexa, which is an antidepressant, has at a very low dose some benefits for menopause if you're having symptoms. So there's certain things that can be given even off-label if people are really suffering from the side effects of menopause. And depending on whether you've had a hysterectomy or not would guide the practitioner as to what type of hormone treatment to give somebody. Sarasota Tim is not the person to be speaking on this topic. He's just an unlicensed individual, And it's just not helpful. He says he has his notes. He's had to ask AI. He has no licensure. I've asked Sarasota Tim so many times to refrain from conversations around health and wellness because he's so uneducated.
Own thing, and then get back to living. You know, walking, going to the gym, riding motorcycles, traveling, doing whatever the heck we want to do. But there's men that are married that their wife
that could be
has become this way, and now they're trapped. They don't want to lose half of everything they got, and their Social Security and their assets and everything else, and they also don't want to disrupt the family and be separated from their grandchildren. So they just kind of like deal with it. But deep down, they may not be the happiest camper in the world. And that's what's happened to a lot of men, thousands, maybe millions.
Well, that sounds like the red pill's just done you. This is probably why, Tim, because of stuff like this. Okay, let's get to the letter, guys. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if we're ready for the letters, guys. I'm going to do all the cheesy stuff that all my critics love about me. Let's make sure all my trolls and haters got all the ammunition to work with to help me get the most amount of engagement. So we like that just because we want. And if you're a member of the community, you can drop some, some of the emojis that I have for the members, like stethoscopes or whatever you want to drop. And me with the thumbs up. There's like one with me with the thumbs up. So if you want to, why not? Let's use our emojis. I have an emoji. So members, pop the one with me and the thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, we love it. Party hat. Let's party with Tim's letter. Thumbs down for Tim. And you know what? I'm going to give you guys one of these because you guys have so far been so awesome. Gosh, that's a long cheer. All right, let's add this to the stage. And if we have enough time, then we can finish Tim out. How about that, guys? Since he's getting trounced in the comment section. But this is a long letter to explain. Let's get into it. All right, guys, this is page 1. Let me see. I'm going to put myself maybe at the bottom just to try to put that in the middle. There we go. Oh gosh, guys. Yay, Miss Vicky throwing in some jewels. I love it. I've been loving my TikTokification of my channel. Thank you, guys. Oh my gosh. So I'm actually going to read this from the original and guide you through this because I got this gem today in the mail. All right, so it's just the plain manila envelope. Yes, thank you guys. I really appreciate it because it's my birthday week too. So and I'm really excited to keep growing the channel and getting defamation threats from Mike Dunn over at Ouachita Mountain Living. I'm sure he's going to have a meltdown now that I responded to his threats. Oh, that's why June's upset. We're getting rain, guys, here in Virginia Beach. Junebug does not like the weather. I gave him a nice walk, fortunately, before we went out. And like I said, thank you for the treats because I got their favorite little treats that get filled with the peanut butter. Roscoe's just going to town on his. But Junebug is very stressed out. So she's right by her mama down here, guys, with me. Oh, yeah. Yes, there's a sunglass emoji on the letter. It's your birthday week too? Oh, happy birthday, twin. Yes, Thomas. There is the sunglass emoji. I think that's just for me. I can't. Well, it's not in crayon, but we do have an emoji. Okay, so it says male body, forward, letter to judge. Sarasota Tim, begin forwarded message because this was not written on AI. And I'm going to explain where Tim is not correct, okay, in his legal analysis. Though this is not legal advice, guys, okay? Maybe I should come up a little bit higher because I'm really hiding down here. Okay. All right. I think the letter can be a little bit off center. I'm going to have to hide the comments, unfortunately, because otherwise it can't be seen. And I think if I do this, it's going to make, I don't know. I don't know. Does that work? Maybe that works. Okay. All right. So, and then I can still, no, the comments will hide. So we'll just have to go. So thank you guys. 16 days to trial. Please practice hygiene. Okay, so this is written on July the 16th, 2026. And it was a letter to the judge. Now, just to be clear, this is God, I look terrible. This is a case in Virginia Beach General District Court. And General District Court in Virginia Beach has very strict laws around when things are to be submitted to the case. And it's very different from when you go up to a higher level of court. So in Virginia, we have small claims, which is any claim up to $5,000. Then we have what's known as General District Court, which are claims between over 5,000 and up to 50. And then we have what's known as Civil Court, which is over 50,000 and above. Now, that particular level of Civil Court, you need to have an attorney, really. You're not going to be able to pro se yourself easily into that system. It's got discovery. It's very complex. But the good news is that if you go into that middle section, which is where I am, General District Court, you actually do get a pretrial. They will ask for a bill of particulars and get everything done prior to the date of the actual trial. And then on the trial, a decision is made. There's no continuations. Everything is, once the judge orders that for court, everything has to be submitted by the plaintiff or the defendant by the dates ordered by the judge. Again, this is not legal advice. And so we had to have everything in. Mine was May 8th, and I think Tim's was May 28th, something like that. Or mine was May 13th, and his was May 28th. So we had these dates. So anything that Tim has started to try to submit is not going to be submitted to the judge. This is a letter that's going nowhere. And the judge has already let him know there's jurisdiction. So this is just Tim's absolutely sad and desperate attempt 16 days from trial to get out of court for his absolute malicious flagging behavior, for being just an absolute ass on YouTube, because he just thinks that he could just throw copyright strikes at people constantly to shut their channels down. And my channel's monetized. He's even complained about my 1099. I mean, he doesn't understand that part of this statute is about professional reputation, of which my nursing license is covered under that. He's such a, anyway, okay. Okay, so defendant's motion for this. Sorry, I just can't believe I have to. He just doesn't understand. It just amazes me how daft this guy is. Okay, defendant's motion for a decision on record and immediate dismissal in chambers for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. See, what Tim doesn't understand is I have a business in Virginia, and the two statutes I used are business tort statutes for his trying to maliciously take my business down. So he has been process served by the Secretary of the Commonwealth, who said we have jurisdiction over him. I don't understand why he's so he doesn't grasp. He needs to stop talking to AI. Okay, comes now the defendant. Oh, you can tell this was written by Tim. Timothy R. Baker Sr., appearing pro se. They don't care in Virginia, Tim. You have the same expectations of legal prowess and knowledge as a seasoned attorney, sir. They don't care if you're pro se. It's not an excuse in the Commonwealth. And respectfully move this honorable court to decide the threshold issue of subject matter jurisdiction, arguing something that's just not even there on record in chambers, and to enter an order dismissing this action with prejudice. He's just grasping at straws constantly. In support thereof, defendant states as follows. Timmy struck Buckeye Gordon again. Oh, well, he's sad. Well, Buckeye doesn't ever want to talk to me for help, so that's fine. All right. Request for in-chambers ruling on the record. Defendant resides out of state. Virginia doesn't care, sir. Did you not see that long-arm statute you got served by the Commonwealth? They don't care. All right. 1,000 miles away in Bradenton, Florida. While this court has previously denied defendant's request to appear via WebEx, defendant respectfully submits that a costly in-person appearance. Tim, you tried to take my business down. Do you think the judge cares? On August 13th, 2026 is legally unnecessary. No, Tim. The judge wants to see your face. Also, you have a motion to compel the emails that you say you destroyed and deleted. So you've got to tell that to a judge in his face too. Okay? Pathetic. Is legally necessary to resolve the fundamental statutory power of this court to hear this case. This is why he's going nuts. Yeah. He filed a privacy complaint. Well, I don't know if that's who's doing all this. This is some stuff I don't know. I don't try to give too much to some of the other stuff because I got too much of my own stuff going on. I got a man in the mountains calling me all sorts of names. All right. Subject matter jurisdiction, like Tim is trying to explain this stuff to a judge. I will be. Because I'll be wearing heels. All right. Subject matter jurisdiction is a threshold, but I'm 5'9" in heels. So with heels 5'9", I could get to 5'10", 5'11". Subject matter jurisdiction is a threshold question of law that must be determined from the face of the pleadings and the evidence submitted. That's what I submitted, Tim, was evidence. Because the lack of jurisdiction is absolute. No, does Tim not still understand Virginia business tort laws? This guy is really not smart. He needed an attorney to explain what the heck's going on. But he's so arrogant and egotistical and thought he could figure it out, screaming about this federal copyright, not realizing that's not what this case is about. It's about his malicious intent to take my business down. And the fact that I am a professional licensed registered nurse on top of it, which gives me extra teeth. And on top of it, I have 100% preponderance of you wanting to take my business down. Oh my God, I can't with this guy. Okay. Because of the lack of jurisdiction is absolute. Oh, I read that part. Defendants requests a ruling in chambers to preserve judicial economy and prevent undue financial and physical hardship. Well, Tim, you caused me undue financial hardship when I had to hire attorneys that I would not usually have to have as a matter of course in my business. Do you not understand how business tort law works? And Virginia has the strongest ones in the country, and I'm using them. He said, plaintiff's own pleading established a lack of subject matter jurisdiction. He is just, yeah, well, he'd be losing. Carl has no idea. Carl would lose him the case. So, yeah, let's have Carl in his corner, Tar Heels. That's a sure loser. Okay, Carl can barely understand his own, understand anything. All right. That's just my opinion. Because he doesn't understand if something is a business case, it doesn't come under the laws of bankruptcy. And Carl was supposedly a bankruptcy attorney. So you think he would notice the difference between a business tort and a personal case. But these people don't seem to understand I actually have a business. And I'm going to protect my business. As much as people want to be, fools on the internet, they're all wanting to protect their businesses, aren't they? From me. So I'm going to protect my business from them. It's not essential to say possessor. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for getting that straightened for me. I couldn't remember which way round it went. That's why I don't do gynecology. It's the uterus. If you don't have the uterus, not essential to take the progesterone. So it's estrogen alone. Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's only if you want to do the thing with see, that's why I'm a failed OBGYN. I did psychiatry. Okay. And that's why I always wanted to check my paper. Thank you. Carl is a failed attorney. I'm a failed OBGYN. Okay, but Tim is even worse. But thank you for clarifying that for me. I knew it was round one way or the other. And I almost feel like I saw my paper recently, and I'm like, I need to reread this paper because I know I get it mixed up. You weren't using it anyway? No, I didn't get it either, and I have one. So maybe if I had taken a replacement, I'd remember which way too. I just remember I had to write a paper about it about 4 years ago. That's it. And I know that there is a difference. At least I can say testosterone, which Tim can't. Okay, let's keep going. All right. So a court subject matter jurisdiction. But thank you. I'm glad I was corrected. A court subject matter jurisdiction is dictated strictly by true nature of injuries and claims brought by a plaintiff. Okay. In this action, plaintiff Rachel Blair, that's me, seeks $29,053.80 in treble damages under state business tort statutes. However, plaintiff's own official filing explicitly ground her claims and calculated damages entirely in federal copyright and platform administration matters. No, Tim, that's called evidence, sir, of your behaviors. But I'm using, don't you understand the what you're being sued under is these statutes in Virginia. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get to the next page. You're carrying fibroids? Oh, yeah. Those are bad. I'm so sorry. He uses bad grammar. Don't take his mind. If I may, so far, he does take a weed due to... I don't care for Carl. I'm just saying that. I don't care to talk to him. I don't care for Carl. Anyway. All right. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about that person. Okay. I really don't care. I don't watch their channels. I don't care what they do. I have so many other things. I don't care about the other commentary channels. I'm just going to let you guys know. Okay. I seriously don't watch them. I care about my channel and my community, not any of the other, because my channel, my idea is to grow. I'm not really into drama. Mike has made drama because I called out his carnivore diet or called out his reaction to the guy, and then he's just started to call me names. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about that. Oh, you're so welcome, Ann. Yeah. I mean, this is not a letter I wrote. I'm not making this up for content. I can't show, unfortunately, the envelope at the front because I'd be doxing someone's address. All right. So specifically in plaintiff's official itemized list of damages, and then he talks about the forms, lines 7 and 8, explicitly define her core injury as reputational harm resulting from public attribution of copyright violations and time and resources expended responding to copyright strikes and defending content. Exactly, Tim. That's part of you attacking my business. And professional, I'm a registered nurse, sir. That is a professional license in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So you need to understand all of these pieces. Further, it doesn't matter now. I'm not giving him legal advice because none of this matters for court. He's like 2 months too late. And even there's not no evidence attached to it. It's just paper. That's what he just doesn't understand. You got to come out with an actual, that's why he's referring to he's referring to all my exhibits and stuff, thinking he's going to have a grounds of defense because I've laughed about the fact he had no grounds of defense. But it's too late. This is not going to be, it's admitted to court ever. You can't do this in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So it's 28th of May. That was the cutoff date. That was it. That was your cutoff date. That was your 118 days then to in April to prepare to come to court. I don't understand why he can't be bright. Fred's printers, yeah. This AI word salad, absolutely. Furthermore, plaintiff's own exhibit, and he lists my exhibit numbers, consists of a formal legal correspondence. Yes, Tim, that was the cease and desist letter. That's very crucial in this case. That means that you were given legal notification that you were harming my business, and you chose to ignore it and to continue to try to harm my business. And you knew exactly what you were doing. It was not about federal copyright. It was about the fact you understood that 3 copyright strikes on the channel in YouTube would take my business down. And you specifically tried to do that, knowing you were never going to take me legally into a federal court to fight your copyright. And small creators are sick of this shit. So that's why I dare anybody to take me for copyright if you don't actually have copyright. And especially if I'm doing it under fair use. Okay, so these exhibits explicitly captioned regarding IP. Well, that's because that's what my attorneys were telling you about, Tim, and they were trying to explain to you what fair use was, and you still don't understand. Number 5, plaintiff's exhibit. Oh, he's talking about my 1099 miscellaneous from Google YouTube, which is the exact same thing that Tim gets. Further demonstrates that her alleged business. No, Tim, it's a business because I actually file it in my taxes in Virginia under content creator. It is my business, sir. It's not an alleged business. It is a business. I don't have to. What is it for you? Is it an alleged business for you too? I guess so. Income strictly consists strictly of box 2 royalties. Well, everybody gets paid royalties from YouTube, Tim. Have you ever actually taken a look at your 1099 miscellaneous when you filed your taxes from YouTube? It always says royalties. And then you have to file it a certain way when you do your taxes. I usually figure that out come tax season because I act as my own accountant. Okay, because the plaintiff's own itemized damages, legal fees, and business income are inextricably intertwined with federal copyright enforcement. No, Tim, it is not intertwined with federal copyright enforcement. What the Jesus are you talking about here? Judges, he just tries to throw this term federal copyright thinking it would confuse a judge. This isn't even going to go to the judge anymore. And it's just, he doesn't understand. This is not what that's about. That's his case. That's his case to take to the federal court. He wants to argue copyright. That's the case he takes me to a copyright court for. I'm taking him to court because he's a malicious flagger who thinks that he can use copyright strikes to shut people up. And the thing is, he couldn't shut me up that way. And ever since I started suing him, I've suddenly not received a single copyright strike from Sarasota Tim, which actually proves the only reason why he did it was to be a malicious asshole. That's not legal language. That's medical language. All right, let's keep going. It's hilarious. I know. All right, federal preemption. Oh, this is that U.S. 17, whatever the heck he's talking about. This is where he goes off about federal copyright and this jurisdiction, not understanding that he's being hauled into a courtroom in Virginia under business tort statutes for being a malicious copyright flagger and conspiring with other people to do it. That's what this case is about. And because of your malicious intent, I get to use a long arm statute and drag you into a courtroom in Virginia from Florida to come in. Because that's what happens in the courts in Virginia, sir. And guess what? Florida says you have to follow it. He said, yeah, I'm spicy tonight. Oh, I don't care. Yeah, he's confused. Yeah, he's confused because he somehow gets away with not paying. Well, he said he paid taxes. He just doesn't understand. Okay. All right. Under federal statutory law, specifically 28 U.S.C. Tim, you asked for a WebEx. When you said you wanted a WebEx and all of that stuff, and you sent your grounds of defense and all of these things, you agreed to the jurisdiction of the courts of Virginia. Now you don't want the jurisdiction of the courts of Virginia, and Virginia's already told you, we have jurisdiction over you, sir. So not smart. The judge isn't even going to see this. Under federal statutory law, specifically this, courts maintain exclusive original jurisdiction over any civil action arising under Act of Congress relating to copyrights. This is not relating to copyright. I am not claiming that I have copyright to your material, Tim. This is about you using something to take my business down. It could have in any way that you want to. Well, I don't blame you. Oh, you're fine. You can buy me a coffee to get me through this shite. Okay. Under the doctrine of the express federal preemption, state law claims are legally barred if they attempt to police, penalize, or adjudicate rights that fall squarely under the umbrella of federal copyright law or federal DMC platform process. Well, Tim, that's not what this case is about. This case is about you maliciously trying to harm my business. Just the weapon you chose to use was the DMCA copyright system. That's just a weapon, Tim, but you never followed through with actually any legal process. So you're just using it to shut my business down. That's it. That's all you were trying to do. Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, thank you, Catherine, for all your support tonight. Tim will have a hung nail. Yeah. Yes, I know. Jennifer Lawrence in the Hunger Games? Gosh, I wish. Okay. State court possess absolutely no statutory authority or subject matter jurisdiction to adjudicate a YouTube copyright strike. Well, Tim, that's not what we're adjudicating, is it? What it is, will not do. You're fine. Oh, you're being too kind. I get told I'm an old ratchety nurse all the time, Kristen. I don't have exactly, and I'm on the laptop camera, so I'm not setting up. I don't have it, but I appreciate the compliments, guys. But I obviously, but thank you. Make me blush. Okay. Okay. State courts possess absolutely no statutory authority or subject matter jurisdiction to adjudicate whether a YouTube copyright strike was valid. Well, no, Tim, that's why you have to go to federal court. Is he really not this bright? I counter notified every single one of them. Whether content constitutes fair use under section, well, we're not going there for fair use, Tim. That's not why we're going there. To court. This is why you needed to take me to court. She cannot rebrand a federal DMCA platform battle as a Virginia business conspiracy. Yes, I can. I absolutely can. I have 100% preponderance that your use of that system was to harm other people's channels. You literally put that in writing, which is why there's a motion. I subpoenaed you for an email. And then you wrote back on that subpoena that you no longer had the email, that you deleted them. So I've sent you a motion to compel, and you have to come to court with that evidence. And if you have no evidence, you need to tell that to a judge who's going to tell you you were put on legal notification from my attorneys. Why did you then delete your emails? You're going to get in a lot of trouble. He is really grasping at straws, man. If plaintiff believes the defendant copyright removal requests on YouTube were filed in bad faith, her exclusive legal remedy is dictated. No, it's not. No, it's not, Tim. I can also use a legal remedy to bring you into a civil court in Virginia and talk about my professional reputational harm by you doing what you did. And I can recuperate my damages. It's much more effective for me to do that in Virginia's civil court than drag some stupid federal case. I get more money and I don't have to get attorneys. So I'm sorry, I'm smarter than you are. No, they actually have subject matter jurisdiction. I have a legal business here in Virginia. Virginia courts don't like you messing with my business, and they're going to tell you off for it. Virginia's like the only state that has these laws. That's why I would never leave Virginia as a content creator, ever, because I have so many protections to not have to even mess with federal court. I just bring every single one of these people that messes with me and my business and tries to falsely use YouTube's copyright system to take me down, because I will counter notify every single one of them. And then I will drag you into the courts in Virginia. I don't care where you live in the country. And that's just the way we're going to play on this channel, because no one's going to shut my voice down. Yeah, he's a big turd. Yeah. No, he's no match. Absolutely not. And I've just realized, because that's where people and creators waste their time. But the smart ones bring these people into their state courts. And I'm very fortunate that I have an excellent long-arm statute in the Commonwealth of Virginia that allows me, if anyone maliciously intends to take my business down, Mike Dunn, that I can take you, just bring you into that courtroom. I play it really smart, because you'll get a cease and desist, then you'll get a demand letter, and then you'll be getting a warrant to come to court. And and all these people on YouTube who try to say, oh no, you can't do that to people. I don't care. There are so many ugly players on this platform. That's it. If I understand how this works, keep threatening me with defamation cases, you will have to bring that to the courtrooms in Virginia. Tim, I don't want to take this to a federal court. I'm taking this to Virginia courts. And the judge is going to look at what you did to my business. And the fact that you have shown no evidence, you're not going to do great on this trial. You are going to lose. Thank you. This is wild to me. Okay. Any action taken by the court lacking subject matter jurisdiction is void. Ab initio, void from the beginning. No, Tim. And the judge is going to explain to you how it works in Virginia. I promise you, they would not have let me get this far. The Secretary of the Commonwealth would not have process served you. And literally, once we had the Commonwealth and they sent that process service out to you, Tim, we had jurisdiction over you. Virginia said we have jurisdiction. And the judges upheld it. So we go to trial in 16 days, Mr. Baker. What happens if he doesn't show up? I get a default judgment. That's it. There's no continuation. There's no appeal. If he wants to appeal, he's going to have to put the entire escrow amount down, which is going to be $29,000 plus whatever interest plus court costs. You have 10 days to do it. Oh, yeah. He's going to be, I win by default. Yeah. And then I get 21 days to garnishment. It's really quick in Virginia, guys. This is why I would never leave the Commonwealth. Okay. Conclusion and relief sought. Wherefore, the defendant Timothy R. Baker Sr. respectfully requests that the court review this motion. They don't care now. It's too late. And plaintiff's itemized damages and exhibits in the chambers prior to the scheduled trial date. Tim is just just determined as a matter of law that this court lacks subject matter jurisdiction, screaming to the top of his voice, due to federal copyright preemption. That's not what this case is about. Not even presenting a copyright case, Tim. Cancel the trial scheduled for August 13th, 2026, and enter an order dismissing this case with prejudice. Bah! Oh, I know. Crushing it in court. Okay, last page. There we go. Certificate of service. I hereby certify that a true and accurate copy of the foregoing motion was mailed by a United States mail. Return receipt requested on this 20th day of July 2026 to the clerk of the General District Court 2425 Nemo Polk Way, Virginia Beach, Virginia, and to the plaintiff at her address of record. Just pour salt into the wound. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know why? Because this guy tried 11 times to take my YouTube channel down. 11 times that he sent false copyright strikes, just specifically because he knew it would damage my business. And I have all the evidence, and he is 16 days, just over 2 weeks from trial, and he's sending this to a court, and they don't care. They're going to not care at all that Sarasota Tim sent this paperwork. They don't care about his undue hardship. All they care about is the fact that he did harm to my business, my Virginia business. They don't care about you, sir. Virginia's already told you that you need to bring yourself to court. Now, you can choose not to come to court. That's going to be your choice. But at this point, this is too late, sir. Okay? That is far too late to the court. And even this is just, it's just, you know, you've already irritated the clerks and the judge over there. So you're already on thin ice with the courts in Virginia because you bombarded them with a bunch of stuff. So they're not happy. That's golden. Yeah, it is. Because we got to remember, we sent it with an emoji. So we're asking Fred for a loan. Well, Tim got plenty of money. He doesn't need to ask anybody for a loan. Tim has plenty of money. You can't wait. I know. I promise you. I'm just hoping nothing happens to my car that morning. Because I can't wait either. And the trial's at a good time too. So it's 9:30 a.m. So the first thing that's going to happen is they're going to call a motion to the floor to do the email. And then they're going to see that he's either there or not. And if he's not, then they're going to put it as a failure to appear in court when he has a motion. Yes. So, oh, here we go. Okay. So, sorry. I'm looking at something. So, yes, he's going to have it very interesting. Okay. Okay, sorry. All right, guys, I do want to correct. The person who said to me that I wasn't correct about the estrogen progesterone was not correct, and I am correct. Let me show you this real quick, okay? Just to share this. Okay, just so that people don't think that my medicine is incorrect. Okay, so types of hormone replacement therapy. Okay, there are different types of hormone replacement therapy available, which is the ones that I was speaking with around menopause. They can contain different hormones. Estrogen. This is from a British site, so that's why the O's in front of the E. It's from the National Health Service in the UK. Okay, so this is basically government stuff. Okay. All right, contain different hormones. estrogen, progesterone, or both. A specialist doctor may also sometimes prescribe testosterone. So to be taken or used in different ways, tablet, patches, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You can have some. Okay. So what are they? All right. So if you've had a hysterectomy, it is estrogen only hormone replacement therapy is recommended if you've had your womb removed during a hysterectomy. If you have not had a hysterectomy, if you still have your womb, you will need to take both estrogen and progesterone. So sorry guys, let me remove this guy. Hold on. Shoot. Hold on. Darn it. Hold on. Sorry, I forgot to share the page. Hold on. I just want to make sure that people know I was correct. Because I was like going to take somebody. I was like, no, well, but I feel like I was right. I've studied this and written many a paper on it. So here we go. Just so that you know that I was correct originally. And I do know my science. Okay. So hormone replacement therapy. So this is for menopause. 45 to 55, after a certain amount of time past menopause, it's not recommended necessarily. Some people can take testosterone. These are conversations that women have with their healthcare providers. Following up on what Tim was talking about, combined hormone replacement or estrogen only. This is a British site, so they're going to have the O in front of the E. If you're taking hormone replacement therapy, involves taking estrogen and progesterone combined, or you can take just it. Now, if you've had a hysterectomy, it is estrogen only hormone replacement that is recommended. If you've had your womb removed during a hysterectomy. If you've not had a hysterectomy, you still have your womb intact, you will need to take both estrogen and progesterone. Taking both helps protect against the risk of womb cancer. You can take patches, sprays, gels, tablets, all sorts of stuff. And uterine, sometimes people use all sorts of ways. So it's a conversation, 2 to 5 years. I never needed to take it. I have a Jewish heritage, Ashkenazi Jew, and I am recommended generally not to do replacement therapies because of my genetic profile, because of having that Ashkenazi Jewish heritage. And so that is a conversation with your healthcare providers. But I did want to make sure she had to take hormone replacement therapies in her 50s. Right. You've no menopause symptoms, never had a hysterectomy. And I had some symptoms initially, like my like when I was premenopausal was really awful. But kind of once I really kind of got past the couple of years of menopause, not had a symptom since. I don't even like, I don't feel like the lack of energy. I don't feel like my skin is particularly dry. I just, and I got a little early on the, normal side. So that's why, so I just wanted to correct, because I know somebody corrected me in the thing and I was very kind and was happy to have a correction. And then it just was like, hold on, Ray, that's not, I've studied this and wrote so many papers. I just needed to confirm. And obviously my original science was correct. So that makes me feel better. It's like I wrote so many papers. So, but like I said, I'm a very open person to, being corrected sometimes. Probably should have looked right then and there, but we were in the middle of something. So didn't want to interrupt with conversations around hormone health. All right, guys, it's getting to the time where we're almost at 2 hours at this live stream. And I know that people are going to, I'm only 15 minutes with Tim. And this thing goes on for another, with a reaction. He's still got a ton of time to talk. So I'm not going to finish with any more of Tim's story. I'm going to let any of you guys, if you want to continue listening to Tim's desperate need for a companion, then I don't know what to say. He was lucky. Well, and sometimes, some people's doctors, it's a conversation. It's a conversation with your healthcare provider. It's certainly not a conversation with, yeah, he does think he's Rico. Certainly not a conversation with Sarasota Tim. Oh my goodness. I can't believe he's talking about women's hormones and the fact he can't get laid. He is so upset. And then he writes, well, Tim, it's because you're this type of guy. He's so confused. He just doesn't understand. I don't want to take you to federal court, Tim. That's not what we're not arguing a fair use case, okay? We're talking about the fact that you tried to take my business down. And the best place to deal with that is here in the courts in Virginia. It's just, it just happens that that's just the way it goes, sir. And I have every legal right to do so. So you just have to chill, that Virginia has jurisdiction. I have too many exemptions that are going to pre-exempt your whatever your federal thing is, Tim. Virginia's got jurisdiction, sir. I'm so sorry. You wouldn't take it for a thick chain? Oh gosh. I mean, don't you want to have your hormone health discussed from the back of a tailgate? Later, monkey. Oh my goodness. I just cannot. This is too much. You're tired. You're 59. You retired at 55 in 2022. You have a home paid for my Pigeon 401k, rental properties, and other avenues streams. My dream retire is follow up a cemetery. Do not tell Tim that. He's going to want to move in with you, Greg. Don't you dare be that organized in your life. You can't have that much organization, okay? You can't be organized for a court case. You can't be having somebody who's, gone and educated themselves or bought a home or has a 401k. You probably have a lawnmower payment too, okay? And you're not as smart as Sarasota Tim, who's got a KLX that he paid a ridiculous sum of money. Tim, I would like to tell the judge about your KLX that you wasted $9,000 on. I don't need to because the judge has already denied your WebEx. This is his third attempt to try to get out of court. If he had hired an attorney, he might have been able to figure something out. But that was too late. That ship sailed, Tim, a long time ago. It's so strange. Tim went back to his camper today because it was 90 degrees because he's too cheap to. That's terrible. I mean, usually it's worse to try to, heat and reheat, cool and recool stuff, It's better to leave it like 76 all day. I mean, I think he's because he doesn't maintain the system. I think that's the reason why he switches it off, which is probably straining that system because he's too cheap because he doesn't like to actually maintain things. So to have that RV to be in good shape, he needs somebody to come out and actually do the air conditioning for him. And because he's had that thing running for a couple of years now. And just, it's going to fail at some point. It's not, you have to, all of us know because a lot of us have. Since I've lived in my condo, I had the original air conditioning system when I first moved in. I then replaced the outside heat pump. And then probably in, I want to say 2018, 2019, I replaced the whole thing. I had new lines put in for the new regulations on the Freon to fit that standard. I had a new air handler placed in and a brand new heat pump. And so I had to get all that air conditioning work done. Probably cost me just around, probably altogether about $5,000 to get it all done. But yeah, they're not made. Oh, gosh. Okay. So somebody shared something really interesting. Let me find this out real fast and we'll finish off here. Because I heard that the company that is it making the Flagstaff RV is closing 2 of its locations, like its factories, because of low sales and poor quality. Okay, it's Forest River. Okay. All right. Somebody said this about Forest River. All right, let me see about Forest River. Somebody wrote that it was in their area, but they didn't say where their area was. All right. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, shoot. Here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Here we go. So Forest River announces closure of Bristol plant, 105 employees to be terminated. So Forest River is the company, that's lightning, you can hear, a company that makes the Flagstaff. A local RV industrial plant is set to close. Forest River announced that shuttering of Plant 63, located in Bristol. The company says the closure is happening September 17th and is permanent. And that's really sad. And I am so sorry for the 105 employees who would be losing their jobs and all the other industries that are, you know, it's sad to see American industries go down. 105 non-union employees are set to be terminated. A release from Forest River says those employees have been notified. Additional details have not been released. Okay, let's see if we can see anything else. This is Insider Business from the Indiana Business News. All the flash ads are coming up. Oh, they want me to subscribe. Oh, no. Let's see. Can we see anything else? Here we go. 2 major. Okay, so this is from this is the WSBT News. This just came out. Oh my God, all these flash ads are killing me, guys. Pop-ups. The 2 major manufacturers closing plants in northern Indiana. So, according to Forest River, it will close Plant 63 in Bristol on September 17th. So, layoffs starting. Trump's tariffs. People don't have money to travel. Here we go. That was in 2024. So, and somebody else released a video about just being a really bad brand here. Let's see. So it's this one. So it's just one plant that I'm seeing at the moment. Forest River will be paying, shut down, pay that. I think it's just going to be, this is one that a lot of these RV dealers are going to go bankrupt. Production scandal just got worse. Oh, Lord. Look at this. All right. We're not going to play this, but maybe we'll catch up with it. Forest River production scandal just got exposed. Owners are furious. It's all RV brands. Lemon laws. So the thing that Tim keeps talking about just being the greatest thing ever, what I am hearing is that Forest River is not that good of a brand anymore. So I've heard it's not that great. So, yeah. So, I don't know how he can take the Greyhound. He can easily take a Greyhound bus. I mean, Russell does stuff wanted to hustle up a bus. He can go up with him. Maybe he can get a lift from one of the guys. So yeah, this Forest River brand is going down. I hope they go belly up, says this guy. He's gone? Mitch McConnell's gone? Oh, Lord. I don't know about the Mitch McConnell watch, guys. All right. I'm giving away everything I watch. Okay. I watch all sorts of stuff to scour the internet. Flights in Tampa are $39 now. No, that's cheap. I mean, it's not the judge's problem in Virginia. I don't understand. Tim has obviously never really faced a court in his life. He's going to have the best day of court in his life. in 16 days. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody's generosity tonight. If you want to make sure to, I want to give you guys a big round of applause. As always, Tim is one of these. This is just this. This is Tim.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, I think his letter really stunk, guys. It was a terrible letter. It was so bad. It was really bad. And for me, it's
2 hours later.
it's taken me 2 hours, guys. So let me get out of here. But I did want to say thank you guys so much. Make sure to leave a like on the way out. For this week's program, we're going to be introducing more content creators. I'm sure Mike Dunn is going to come out with an angry response about my reaction to his reaction. Great. I'm not a drama channel. I'm just a registered nurse, but hey, the drama comes, I guess. I'm not a drama channel, though. I am not a drama channel. Thank you for the party hats. Yes. Look out for members only live on Friday. I will be announcing that. It's going to be the pregame to my birthday. I will not be streaming on my birthday. I don't think I will be streaming on my birthday. If it's a nice day, I'm going to the beach. I will not be around. So I may stream Thursday night for the public, especially if Mike. I want to introduce. So there's a couple of more characters I will be interesting. One is going to be a channel called, and somebody, God bless you for giving me that recommendation, because I have been down a rabbit hole on the gentleman who's taken all the ivermectin and the dewormer to cure cancer. Because if that were the case, nobody's dogs back in the day would have ever had cancer. And cancer is still one of the leading causes of death in the canine population. So I'm trying to figure out why dogs are not being rescued from cancer, but people are. But anyway, and then, of course, there's a gentleman here called The Quartering, Jeremy Hambley. And he's decided to go on a health journey. And he's decided to talk about his ER emergency room visits. And he just needs a nurse because he's going keto, which just is a buzzword for no carbs, but I'm never really going to be keto, because nobody understands how very difficult it is to put your body into ketosis. It's very difficult, just very difficult. And it's a prescription diet with literally, it's not you just eating cauliflower crusts and bacon. It's a little bit more than that. And I wouldn't suggest that is the way to go to ketosis. That's just going to take your arteries and your kidneys out. So I don't understand. I don't get it. I just don't get the logic, because I don't think there's a lot of logic going on. It's people completely ignoring science and listening to just the most absolute garbage that comes on YouTube. I mean, YouTube's got it can be a garbage fest. It really can. Yes, give a big hug to the thing. Oh yes, Cornering in so legal trouble. Yes, and we're going to make. He hates people. Hate rage baiting and hate watching. Why do people hate watch? Well, no, I'm not hate watching. I'm just correcting your medical misinformation. If everybody in the love of Christ is going to talk about their obesity journey, I'm going to talk about it along with them as a registered nurse, because I'm going to try to keep correcting the misinformation. They all want to go on this like red pill pipeline of a keto diet. It's just insanity to me. Absolute insanity. Open a pizza parlor. Yeah, well, that's nice. I'm not going to advertise his business, so I'm going to have to do that. Sorry. I can't give out personal details like that. I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, but appreciate the heads up. What's the GS? What's the GS? What's the G? I'm not sure of the acronym, Thomas. I apologize. Tim is going to be down with night terrors. What's the GS? I'm going to wait for you to type down that full word so I can respond. And then we're going to end the night. I got the thing about the scandal. I'm going to have to watch this about the Forest River production scandal. I'm going to have to watch that. That's going to be good. The quartering is going to be an interesting one too. So I'm going to be the nurse. I'm going to be the ratchet nurse for him. Oh, what's Gravy talking about? Oh, so there's a channel of a guy and he's just getting like just nailed left, right, and center. And he's somebody I'm adding to the roster because he's started doing vlogs. He's starting to talk about a health journey. And it's a great way for me to capture a younger audience and talk about medical stuff with a whole host of characters because we're going to keep adding to the roster, guys. We will do Tim members only. But remember, I'm sending a judgment to YouTube soon. So that's why he probably doesn't want this to happen as well. So we're expanding the channel here. And because of it, we're growing. And obviously, Offended Outcast. He's luckily privated the channel. There's still some things I'm looking at with his military history just to kind of fill in some gaps around that. And because we did discover he had 2 years in the military and he spoke about college. And from what I'm learning, there were certain programs in the 1980s that would allow you to serve 2 years in the U.S. military. Then you were to take your college, get your college degree, and then you were to return to finish out your military service. And if you didn't, then there were potential penalties that would come about for not having completed that initial contract. And so Ray did speak about having some time in college, but we do not see that he ever returned back to the military. So it just depends. There's a lot of investigating. It's just hypotheses at this point. And so we're just looking in to kind of figure out, just to kind of finish out that story. Yes, he has. Yes, he's a striker. Yes, he is. He is a flagger. And he could try me. And I'll take him into court the same way I bring Sarasota Tim to court. So Tim is my test case, but I know the legality is legally sound. So because other YouTube creators have taken other people civilly to court in their states, so he's going to be an interesting one to cover, and other people know him and are aware of him. And so I'm going to capture into these audiences too, because I really am enjoying the growth of the channel and enjoying talking about other people. Because I think we're getting tired. I even think Tim's getting tired of Tim. And obviously, it's been great to expand who we talk about. Because and we'll keep the Tim drama going. Like I said, we'll do a lot of that under members only. I'll touch on his content while we still have him around because we don't know what. But obviously, Tim's going to be one of a roster of things. And then as things become more current, we'll also talk about those. We'll talk about all sorts of fun stuff over here because it's growing as a community and I love it. And I really appreciate it, guys, because I feel like we are really starting to launch this community. I feel like we can reach even potentially 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I put the 10,000K goal just because why not? But since we've kind of expanded our repertoire of, covering other problematic YouTube creators, especially when they want to be in the health and wellness space, it is very interesting to be able to have this opportunity to grow with you all because we were really just keeping around with Tim. And as much as it is fun to talk about Tim, we want to talk about other people too, because I don't want to be focused just on one person. It's time to expand the universe here, guys. He would really look like the old man he claims to be. He is to the judge. Well, he could try to garnish sympathy, but the judges are used to these characters here in the courts in Virginia. The judge may be around the age of Tim. So what works in the courtrooms does not, it's going to be very different. I've been enjoying watching a lot of those court channels with Judge Boyd at the moment. So watching how judges, are, and how you have to have your own demeanor and comportment in front of a judge. That's going to be very important on that day. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you on the next one. And because you know me, I'm a chatter. And it's going to get interesting and we're going to have fun. All right, guys. Welcome to my birthday week, by the way. I'm excited to start to celebrate with you guys. Obviously, my real life is happening too. Not a big birthday partier nowadays. Most of my friends have kids that are like, kid age. So they're always doing things on Saturday. And my really good friend is out of town. I think she said she's coming back from her holiday, but we did go out to brunch this past weekend. So I do get some things done. I'm a very introverted person on the whole. So I'm not a birthday party. I don't really like parties. I feel awkward in large social situations. I hate small talk. And so I'm not great. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Well, I appreciate. I'm trying, guys. And the thing is actually we have done some great work on the channel. I can't talk about a lot of it because I am a mandated reporter. But to let you know that a lot of the things that have happened with Ray Krebs is, it's been really good that we've got him not, with his channel, but he still has his buy me a coffees. He still has all of his other monetary sources available. I mean, this guy has a buy me a coffee where you could join for a monthly membership. Maybe I should start that. Charge you guys $5 a month just to be a member of my buy me a coffee with some extra special messages. I mean, like, these people have they were way more tapping into their community for money. Like I said, Mike Dunn has a tier level that's $30, $29.99. And he doesn't even do an ad-free members only stream like I do. And I think, what is my membership? $4.99? I can't remember. I have one tier, one simple tier. And I think he only responds to people if they're like literally members. I respond to everybody. I respond to my members first because you guys get priority. But anybody else, I'm probably going to respond to you. I don't get it. Anyway. All right, guys. Yeah. Happy early birthday to me. I know it's my birthday week. I should milk it. All right, guys. It's been fun. Tim is going to, that letter is go. I promise you, the courts are paying no attention to that letter. That's why I don't mind sharing it, because it's too late. And even then, it would not meet the standards for law. He can keep screaming about this case, but I didn't want to take it federally, Tim. I took it civilly to the courts in Virginia. It's much better. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.